If you keep falling short of achieving your goals, whether they are your fitness goals, your health goals, or your work goals, and if you are struggling with low self-confidence and low self-respect, you need to work on your self-discipline. And I mean like ASAP. Here's the thing, when I was doing my research on discipline for this video, I came across a lot of definitions of the word discipline, and most of them, if not all, included words like penalize, punishment, restrain, so words that had strong negative connotations. But then I dove deeper in the matter of self-discipline, and from what I was reading, it became very clear to me that self-discipline was actually the ultimate form of self-love. In the end, self-discipline is going to help you achieve your goals in life. So in this video, first I'm going to help you understand why you need to become a more self-disciplined person, and then I'm going to share with you all my tips that can help you get there. So let's get into it. You see, as humans, we are kind of wired to pursue instant gratification. It's just natural for us to want the things that are going to make us feel good and to want them now. And most times we give into instant gratification even if we know it is not really aligned with our higher purpose or our long-term goals. I mean, how many times have we continued scrolling on Instagram past our time limits? How many times have we had this one more drink when we knew it was going to ruin our sleep and probably ruin our routine the next day? And how many times have we gave in and had dessert one night when we were supposed to be eating clean? No blame game here, because these are also the things that I am very much guilty of. But the problem is that every time that we are giving in to instant gratification when we are supposed to be working on our longer term goals, then those goals just appear to be further and further. Something that could have been happening in a year is now going to take 2 years just because we didn't have any self-discipline to work on the things that actually mattered. It is kind of sad when you think about it. But here's the thing, yes, as human, we are wired to pursue instant gratification, but we are also able to tell the difference between what is going to serve us and what is not. And that is kind of what sets us apart from the rest of animals. And that is exactly where self-discipline comes into play. Ryan Holiday puts it beautifully in his book, Discipline is Destiny. He says that self-discipline is what helps us control our lower self in order to better honor our higher self. It's just so beautiful, we need to say it again. Self-discipline is what helps us control our lower self in order to better honor our higher self. I mean, this is just fire. But yes, self-discipline is what is going to help us control our more basic instincts in order for us to fulfill our greater purpose in life. Are you convinced yet? Because if you're not, we're gonna do a little reverse psychology just for you to understand that the lack of discipline is really not the vibe.
This week we're talking about how lack of discipline makes you ugly. One is how other people see you, and one is how you see yourself. But basically, when it comes to discipline and looking and being attractive and feeling attractive, it all comes down to respect.
I came across this video a few days ago, and man oh man did it resonate, because this guy just keeps dropping bomb after bomb. I truly recommend that you watch this video afterwards, so I'm gonna link it below. So yeah, it all comes down to the following. It is easier to sleep in, it is easier to slash on a couch and watch TV rather than go work out. It is easier to eat whatever you want whenever you want rather than have a cleaner diet. But that is going to show in your physical appearance, and beside the weight aspect of it, I'm not going to go into it, your skin is not going to be as glowy and your energy is not going to be good. Which is why when someone shows up with a body that reflects self-discipline, that reflects effort and dedication, more people are attracted to that, because it is a body or a figure that is much harder to get. To be honest, beyond other people's opinion of you, it is also a matter of self-respect. And when you love yourself and you respect yourself a lot, then self-discipline is kind of a no-brainer. You are going to be willing to work hard to give yourself what you deserve, because you're going to be wanting the best for yourself and you're going to be willing to do what it takes to get that. And do you know what happens when you have more self-discipline? Well, that breeds into having more self-confidence, because you're going to be confident in your ability to show up for yourself day in and day out. So it's kind of a cycle where you work on your self-discipline and you'll see your self-confidence, self-respect, self-love just skyrocket. After all this rambling on self-discipline, I am hoping that you are now ready to get off your bum and start working on your self-discipline. The question is, how do you become a more self-disciplined person? You're not gonna like it, but I'm still gonna say it. It all starts with your health and fitness. Food is fuel, so when you eat right, it's just going to give your body what it needs for you to perform better. And working out, movement, activities, whatever you want to call it, is going to help you stay energized throughout the day. And besides all the other health benefits, working out and having a clean diet is known to help regulate our hormones. And ladies, we like that. When you get your hormones in check, you are going to feel more steady and you're going to be less likely to let your willpower be swayed by emotions. Whatever your main goals are in life, I am truly convinced that health and fitness is really the foundation of it all, because when you feel right, when your energy levels are great, then not only can you show up for yourself better, but you can show up for those that you love as well much better. It just makes you a better person in general. One way for you to get more self-discipline with your workouts and with your diet is by planning them in advance, but also paying for them. So whether it is a gym membership or a ClassPass membership, try to invest in your movement. This way you're going to be less likely to skip a day or two. Now let's just be clear, this is not a casting call for the next Superman and next Superwoman. Do not overdo it. Do not go from never working out and eating whatever you want to working out every single day and going on a rigid diet. Because believe it or not, one key to self-discipline is actually moderation. That is the only way that it is going to last a lifetime, and that is what we want. So I would suggest start with 1 day a week and stick to that day and time every single week for a couple of weeks, and then you build up on it. Same with your eating. We're not going to do any type of restrictive dieting, all right? So start with maybe eating more at home at first, and then cut out any sweet drinks, and then you just build up on that. From my experience, for self-discipline to work and last long term, you want to start small and build up on it, and really do not be drastic.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
I mean, need I say more? The thing about not following through with what you said you were going to do is that it really wrecks your self-confidence and your self-trust, and we want to stay away from that. When you say you're going to do this thing today, and then that becomes tomorrow, and then the day after, and then the day after, slowly you're going to doubt your ability of doing things. And before you know it, your to-do becomes a suggestion of things you could do instead of being a list of the things that you should do. And the worst is that you stop taking yourself seriously. What I found out with this behavior and mindset was that it was kind of okay when we were a student or working for a 9-to-5, right? Because we didn't really have a choice. We had a set of tasks, we had to do them before a certain deadline, because otherwise our job would be on the line, right? But then when it comes to doing things for ourselves, we have less self-discipline to follow through, because who cares? No one's gonna know, it's all up to us. And I'm gonna argue that is the worst. Because once again, it kind of translates into not having enough self-love to do things for ourselves, and that is very sad. And listen, I am not saying this to make you feel bad about yourself, okay? I've been there, but I managed to break that cycle, and here's how I did it. First, you need to start small, okay? Instead of listing 3 to 5 things that you need to do today, you're going to list only one priority task that you absolutely need to do today, no matter what. And you need to be ruthless about this, okay? At the end of the day, this task needs to be checked off, no excuses tolerated. And again, slowly, day by day, you just build up on that. And this is going to help rebuild your self-confidence and your self-trust, because you're going to be like,
hey, I actually did that today. Wow, I am so proud of myself.
And as you continue work on your self-discipline, you're going to have a portfolio of proof to show for yourself. That is basically a track record that proves that you were able to do what you said you were going to do. And that is going to fuel your motivation, but also erase any type of self-doubt. Now, before you tell me that you do not have any weaknesses, we all do, and the real strength is actually being aware of them and taking the necessary actions to control them. So let's say that you are someone that gets easily distracted and you have a task that requires a lot of focus. So that means that you need to find the strength in you to be able to isolate yourself from all potential distractions. So maybe that means that you need to put your phone away in a completely different room, put your music or podcast off, and just create an environment where you'll be able to fully focus on the task at hand. Or let's take another example. Let's say that tomorrow you have a workout early in the morning, but right now you're having a night out. So you need to find the strength in you to not have too many drinks, because you know that is going to ruin your sleep and probably not help you wake up early in the morning. And maybe that also means that you need to leave the party a little bit earlier. Setting yourself up for success is to understand what your goals actually implicate. And this goes beyond just like doing the task. It is also about setting the right environment and the right conditions for you. Sometimes that means that maybe you need to say no to a couple of parties, and sometimes that means you need to isolate yourself in order to get things done. Basically, do not let yourself come in your own way. When I think about all the times where I did not do what I said I was going to do, a lot of it was because of my emotions. It was either because I did not feel like it, or I was feeling low or down. And it's kind of a shame when I think about it. Emotions are temporary, and the fact that sometimes we let our emotions affect our long-term goals is quite alarming, and yet we do it so often. In Ryan Holiday's book, Discipline is Destiny, he says that discipline is the mind asserting itself over the body, which is also why exercising and taking care of your health and fitness in general is such a foundation to building your self-discipline. It helps to force the body to do the things that maybe it does not want to do in the moment, and it shows who is in control. And when you think about it, if we remove the emotions aspect out of this self-discipline equation, then we do not have much in our way anymore. Now, I know what you're thinking.
We are humans, and emotions are what makes us colorful.
But when it comes to cultivating self-discipline, it is important that we do not let emotions dictate what we do and what we do not do. We need to be ruthless, we need to take control over them, put them aside for a little bit, at least while we are executing. Because remember, this is the ultimate form of self-love. Alright, I think I covered everything. This video and this topic is so important to me because, fun fact, when I was a student and when I was working a 9-to-5 job, I did not have much problems with self-discipline, but when it came to showing up for myself, to do the things for me, then I kind of lacked in that area, and that really hurt my self-confidence a little bit. But the minute I stopped seeing self-discipline as this form of punishment or restraint and started seeing it as self-love is when I have been actively working on it. And everything that I have shared with you are things that I still do to this date and that had truly helped me gain back my self-confidence. And you guys, there is no better feeling than feeling on top of things and knowing that you can trust yourself. So if you're struggling to become more self-disciplined, then I hope that my tips help you in some way. And if they do, I would love for you to drop a comment and share your journey with me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and thank you for your time. If you like this video, then subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me, and I will see you soon for another video.